I'm gonna go drive and see if... No, it's manual. It's manual, so it's worse. I'm gonna go see if my rental's still at the beach, because I was in the upside down and couldn't get it out. Up. Yeah, I was talking to them. So I thought it was stuck in the between, but I might have been stuck in the in-between, and the car's actually there. Because I ran back from like old Seaside Beach, and there was no cars, no locals, nobody. Yeah. The apartments had no one there, and that's when I realized I was not in a good place. I was in limbo. I was waiting for hell to grab me, but I got out of it. We might get a turbo for this thing and see how fast it really goes.
Oh my god. Maybe you can get it up to 80.
Yeah, get up to 80 on a flat surface. Oh, it is there. There it is.
Oh, it is. Oh, wow.
I was in limbo. Okay, we'll park this there because this thing goes so fucking slow.
Oh, who's calling? Oh, I need to take this. Hello?
Hey, busy?
I had just met up with someone, but if you want to talk, I can...
Nah, that's fine, if you're busy.
We'll talk today at some point.
Yeah, don't worry about it. It's all good.
I am going to worry about it, Sean.
Well, that's not a wrap about it. I don't know. I want to just... I don't know. But, yeah.
I'll call you in a bit.
Yeah, I'll call you later.
Okay.
Get this bad boy. I'll give you keys just in case something happens.
Yeah, probably for the better.
Yeah.
But no one else from the club around?
Nah, Lane went to go lie down for a bit, so she's kind of chilling. Everyone else is stuck on the train, so it's just me. I was in Gooberin.
Is Goobery even, is it? I was doing it before whenever I would get left alone, but I haven't done it in a while.
I only accept jobs that are $300 or like $260 or more. It's like from here to Pluto, from Pluto to here.
You get them even very often?
I had 2 of them today.
Oh.
That was the span of me saying I was free to pretty much now.
Oh god. I was gonna say, I
like
always got a bunch of like $30 to like $60 ones.
Be getting those too. I just canceled them. I ran into Larry. He was doing sanitation, and I was leaving, like El Rancho or something like that with the passenger, and I ran right into him because he was running to the dump truck. And when I saw him, he had crashed. So I thought he was going to the back, but he ran past the back to the other side of the road into oncoming traffic.
Oh. Oh no.
Yeah, so I just fucking just creamed the poor dude. And then his driver was like, you know what? That makes sense. I see it happen too.
Oh.
Like I saw him run past the back of the truck into oncoming lanes of traffic.
Oh
so
my god.
Yeah, but I'm getting like 1-star ratings on all of them because of
the
distance from here to Toledo is always 1 star, unless you like, I don't know, drive speed limit. But then you also gotta have like a time.
Yeah, I've noticed. Yeah, it's so annoying when it pops up. Stop driving so dangerously or we'll cut your pay. Okay,
You gotta make like a wide left turn in order for it not to happen. So it's gotta be like like this wide, like nearly going onto the sidewalk.
I noticed it pop up every time I was running a red light. But
They don't do that anymore. They're not getting mad at that. It's just
oh,
it's driving in oncoming lanes of travel and making the big ass left turns. It's only left turns though.
interesting.
Right turns are chill with.
Noted. Okay. So all you've been doing today was a goober?
Yeah, I was hanging with Lane and she does some goober in the morning while she's got like an hour free. So we were just doing that. And I kind of picked it up. There's no one around to do anything else. Gonna have to do trash later, so I kind of want to not do it right now.
Bleh.
What?
Uh,
You know, pays the bills.
Yeah, but fuck sanitation. I didn't even do it back in the day.
That shit was ingrained in me with the HOA. It was just always. We'd wake up
Oh
and
yeah.
do 3 or 4 runs as
You
a
guys
group.
had to, of all those fucking shotgun orders and shit.
So during that time, like when all the class 2 like firing pins were broken, you couldn't get
Yeah.
automatics. We were the only crew with class 2s.
Yeah.
So
I
we only was a class
remember.
2s. It was just the shotguns, right? So,
Yeah. I remember. I used to carry Son off with me. Every once in a while.
sawn off on a cliffhanger. Oh, the duo.
Yeah.
The fucking duo.
Especially when I was a Finn, I would ride it because I wasn't in BBMC at the time. Actually, I was in Seaside when me and Finn got together, but just riding on the back of his cliffy with a fucking shotgun out.
Finn loved his shotguns. That guy would always.
Oh
do 'em.
yes, yes.
I'd
he
always
loved
see a
them.
big like spaz on his back or whatever,
Yep.
or the IGH.
Even if they weren't good, he just liked them.
They were really good at disabling cars.
Yeah. Oh, the
Like
buck
if you got into a
shot.
firefight and you had someone just like disable a car with a shotgun. Oh. Just pistol whipping people with them. Oh, that felt so good. We had Bass one time. This was when I was in the loft still, and Bass said that he's gonna be running Sandy Shores as his area, so I just whacked him with the shotgun.
Oh.
I was like, "Fuck no, you ain't, dog."
Oh my god.
I think it was Bass. I think it was Bass. Yeah.
It sounds like something Bass would say.
It's early days.
Bass always said dumb shit. I've been thinking about that. A lot of cops always said dumb shit, so.
Oh, a lot of them ran their mouths, especially in territories, which was bad.
Yeah. Don't get me started. Oh. I had a Bloom incident, and oh my god.
So did we. We had a Bloom incident too,
Yeah.
and a handful of Bloom incidents, but you know.
Back in the day, I was one of the cooks for meth. I was one of the meth cooks, and fucking Bloom came down to Vespucci, and he was like seeing what I was with. It was me and Sean, and we were at Kaiba's house, and Kaiba was getting brought back down to his house after something happened, but his G-Wagon was left out, and because I thought Kaiba was almost back down to the Billy, I was like, okay, I was putting my table away so he could go put it, in a warehouse because we were about to do a meth run, and Bloom, the timing, I guess Sean had his gun out at some point, so he responded to like the weapon call or whatever, and he went and he like trunk checked. The trunk was open, so he's like, oh, plain view trunk check basically, and sees my meth table, and so I just pull out my gun and shoot him in the head, him and fucking Pond in the head.
Good, fuck them both.
But that caused a massive shootout, and obviously then a bunch of us ended up going to jail. I think they Did we? They ended up doing the meth run later. I didn't get to do it though. But just fucking stupid.
We had we did like a Friendsgiving dinner. We did like Friends dinner a couple times, right? And our second one was at the LSPN movie theater because we all went and watched movies. There's like 15 of us that went, and we come outside and Bloom, a local hit like a car and kind of sent our cars out of the parking spots. So Bloom took it upon himself to search every vehicle and then like kind of ruined the dinner near the end. Like arrested a few people, just being a dickhead the whole time. So we're going to do a plan. Our revenge was going to be, we're going to tow one of his vehicles and impound it because he impounded one of our cars. We're going to bait him with a boost, like a boosted van or some shit. Jump him and like tow his bike or some shit and impound it, but just never got around to it.
Fuck that guy.
Yeah, fuck that guy. And his lizard lady wife. No problem with the lizard?
Was she? I mean...
Yeah, she regrew. She got a new leg, and we thought she regrew it, so she's a lizard lady.
Oh, yeah, that totally wasn't BBMC's doing.
Taking the leg or calling her a lizard lady?
I think it was like, I don't know, BBMC did a lot of shit to her before I was ever associated. Actually, I might have been dating Jesse when it happened. I don't remember. It was a long, long time ago.
Yeah, Rod used to say she was a lizard lady because she regrew her leg. So it's kind of like the mythos. Because she's like, no, it was just like, it was like a transplant. We're like, no, you grew it.
No. Yeah, that sounds like a Rod thing.
Yeah, that was definitely a Rod.
Funny. I never really talked to Rod that much back in the day, but when I came back here, he was like one of the first people I ran into that I recognized. It was so awkward. I think he was on his. I think he's on his horror arc again or something. I don't know.
Well, like Izzy passed away, right? Like 5 years ago. So he was just getting over that, and we have a member named Taylor that reminds him so much of Izzy that he would just like start to break down and sweat immediately around her.
Oh,
like, dude, it's just a person, man. Don't worry about it.
That's crazy.
Wow. It's wild. So
he tried to he would have this like ongoing joke of, because I was talking to him about, what did I think I said that I mentioned that I was single or whatever, because me and the person that I thought I was going to marry, we split up even before the whole collapsing government shit. But I think he said like when one door closes, another one opens. So I was like, oh yeah, are you opening a lot of doors lately?
yeah, fucking Rod, man. I remember when Rod and Izzy kind of started seeing each other because Izzy and I were together for a while.
I remember.
Like Lost Days. So when I went to HOA, I was like, oh, you know, who's Izzy? Like, do you think I have a chance with her? I'm like, I don't know, man. Like, she's like, you're kind of soft. She is far from it.
Oh, no.
And then they kind of like hit it off, and it was like a weird dynamic between the two.
She was definitely the dom.
Oh, definitely. Most definitely. Oh, Chupacabra.
The coyote. Oh my god.
That's a Chupacabra's offspring. You gotta watch out for them.
Oh, really?
Do you believe in Chupacabras?
If it sounded like a coyote.
Chupacabras in American culture are technically like a coyote hybrids that feast on goats.
I didn't know that.
There's a lot of them in this city. Just keep an eye out.
Oh yeah, are they all Chupacabras?
They're not all of them. Some of them are like,
No.
you know, halfies. you know?
Oh.
Like not pure blood chupacabras. There's only a couple of those around here, and I've yet to see them. But just keep an eye out. Dangerous. Until I'm proven wrong, there's chupacabras in the city. And Lane keeps making fun of me. She's like, "This is your Roman Empire. It's a hill I die on."
That's that of all hills to die on, that's the one that you're gonna die on.
It's a chupacabra.
Yeah.
Yep. That's the one I've chosen for my life. That's what I'll be known for when I die. He was a chupacabra enthusiast. Were you a part of the Sanguine stuff?
I didn't fight, no. I
Didn't
stayed
fight,
back to protect Vespucci, and I held on to mine and Sean's assets.
Yeah.
Oh, and TJ's cliffhanger.
The Cliffies, man.
I miss them.
So much. I ended up selling mine when I joined HOA because I was like, I don't really need it here because like they were going from the, you know, HOA wasn't a traditional MC, right? They were kind of like
Yeah.
their own version of it, and they were moving into like aviation stuff, which never aspired. So it was like, I sold my cliffhanger, or whatever. I don't need it. Got like 800 grand for it. So
Andy kept her bike.
yeah, I ended up putting my. I think I put my money towards a house in Mirror Park or towards a car. That's when I was moving from my my biker arc into a racer.
Oh. Oh yeah, because you joined Yokai.
Yeah, I was running yokai.
How was that?
It was good. I had a good time. I got along with everybody. I ended up leaving yokai because of gang had to come first kind of thing.
Is that why you left? I knew people had left or been removed.
I left. This was after Izzy's incident. Me leaving wasn't because of Izzy, because she knew how she was leaving that group.
Yeah.
She always said how she would leave.
TJ told me.
Mine was, I always told Mary HOA came first. She was completely fine with that. And then the time came where they were conflicting too much, and I needed to focus on HOA. So I kind of handed my sword into May and went on my way, and still kept in touch with them, still good terms. So
Yeah. Freaking JJ and Cass tried so hard to poach me into yokai. When I first came around, well, I wouldn't say when I first came around, but I'd been around for a little while, but me and Mary, we didn't get off on the best footing, so I just was apprehensive about it for a long time. Hello, Finley.
Hey, how you doing?
I'm okay. What's up?
Nothing, just checking in. So you were on Yellow Pages, so I'm just making sure you're all right.
Yeah, I'm okay. I'm just chilling right now.
Yeah. Well, what you up to?
Hanging out with someone.
Okay. Well, I hope you're well. If you need anything, let me know. All right.
Yeah, hope you're okay.
Yeah. Well, even if you just want to hang out or chat or anything like that, you know, you can talk to me.
Surprised you're not with the rest of them.
Oh, I am. We were gonna do the fucking Toy Story thing, but it just kind of turned into a sit in the yard and stand in a circle sort of thing. So I left.
Oh. Glad I didn't stick around then.
Yeah, I thought we were gonna be doing something fun, but apparently not. So. Oh well, I'm just gonna wait for someone to get on the EMS, I guess, so to take me.
Okay. I'll talk
Yeah.
to you later.
Yeah, let me know if you need anything. All right.
Yeah, will do.
All right. Goodbye.
I think he's paranoid about.
Venice?
Yeah. He has asked me like 3 times in the span of that phone call if I'm okay, if I need anything.
Finn's a good egg.
He is. Me, I honestly thought for a while me and Finn were gonna get married, but we broke up on mutual terms because he was like hardcore focusing and trying to get tail gunner, which was considered high command in BBMC at the time. So he was doing that, and I was having flashbacks to when Jesse was hard focusing on the club, and I knew how that went. So just went our
Yeah.
separate ways when it.
Felt that way with Iz. I thought Izzy and I were gonna get married one day. We were going to, because her dad was dying, right? And she wanted to get married before he passed away. But then the mass exodus of the Lost happened, and we went our separate ways.
Yeah, I thought you guys, because she wore an old lady cut.
She eventually earned her old lady cut. She was my old lady in Lost, but we weren't officially married. But yeah, the plan was to get married, and then the whole Lost started to fall apart. Shit with someone who's no longer in our history books is gone, and Reed shit.
Oh,
No,
yes.
Didn't like how a prospect was running his mouth, and the president wasn't standing up for the rest of us. So
Yeah, I had a hand in that. I was in Seaside.
right, you were Seaside. Yeah.
Yes.
I think you were. Were you at? Okay. Were you at the house? Were you at Grandma's when that shit was happening in the basement?
I wasn't
if you
in. So when the them getting removed happened, I was not, but I definitely tortured Lizzie.
Okay, yeah. So there was an incident at Grandma's, right? We're there. Reed and I'm gonna call him Voldemort because he's no longer allowed to be said.
Yes.
They were running their mouths in the basement. It was myself, Sasa, and I think one more member. We're upstairs, and Nick's walking around with his fucking nail gun out. Rudy's down there yapping, and then Sasa and I were getting pissed off because the way like Rudy was not standing up for us, but kind of backing Voldemort more. Reed at this time was already out of the club. Like Reed was,
Yeah.
he was voted out because he was like essentially a founder at this point, right? So he was voted to have retirement, or voted out of the club, and then we're gonna vote for his retirement to see if he could still hang out with us and do things. And then the whole Michael shit happened.
Yeah.
So we're all upstairs, right? And we're just fucking myself and Sasa were just fuming because we were ready to go down there. We just wanted to fucking shoot Reed in the head, Reed and so in the face. So we go outside, and all we hear is a gunshot go off, and Rudy walks out and goes, "I just shot Reed and so in the head." Because Reed yells out, "Rudy, you're nothing but a Sunday biker," and that triggered the fuck out of him.
Oh, fuck.
And then after that, it was like, I'm like, oh, you had to be pushed that far, right? So
Yeah.
that's when I decided to leave, and then 8 other people left.
I remember. And that was 8 people, not including the old ladies, or was that including the old ladies?
It might have been with old ladies. So
Yeah.
I was out of the country. Like I went down to San Diego during this time, but I left my cut, left everyone notes. I talked to everyone. I left Rudy and Gary notes because I never got to see them. And said, vote mayhem, whatever you want. If it's approved, I'll come back and I'll follow through with it. If not, then go fuck yourselves. And Fred, you remember who Fred is? Fred Dunton. Hold on.
It's your turn.
What's up, Beth? Yeah. Yes. Okay. Oh. Who and who? Good guy, man. There's a big secret, can't tell anybody. I'm like, all right.
Oh.
And he's like, I'll call you back.
Okay. I don't think I knew. I didn't know very many Lost, to be honest. Besides, like, Rudy. I knew O. Well, I didn't know. I knew of O, I should mostly say. Oh,
Yeah, O was after my time. Then they brought O in
yeah.
after I left. So the vote goes through, right? But from what I've been told, because it was a church meeting, I wasn't there, that they're like, okay, so we're starting this off by if anyone else wants to leave, they have the time to leave now. And like 8 people. There was Kat. There was Kat. Kat was a member. Patty was an old lady.
Yeah.
Kat, Fred, Bubba. I think it was a total. It was a combined. Who else left? Gaz, I think, either went nomad or left. And then Patty, Lucy, like yeah, it was
Dawn, I remember.
Dawn left too. Yeah.
Yeah.
It was wild. So like I didn't get a mayhem vote. I was able to walk free, which I didn't want to leave the club because it was my life, but the way it was going was like leadership wasn't stepping up or wasn't around. Like I was
Yeah.
road captain at this time, like I was voted in the position after fighting for it. Crazy thing is no one else went up for the position. It was just me, right?
Yeah.
And I think I ended up the votes were like 6-4 in favor of me, but like the people who were not in favor are like he's not around all the time. You know, what happens if he goes away again? I'm like, our current road captain ain't even around. He doesn't even come to town anymore. It was something. Didn't really have faith in their members. It felt like.
Sometimes things just don't work out. That's how I was with Seaside. Is I just felt like it was going in a direction that I didn't sign up for anymore.
Yeah, I feel that too.
But I'm glad I left Seaside because then that reopened the door to BBMC. So.
You miss it?
BBMC?
Yeah.
Of course. Do I miss everything about it? No. But that patch, those people, those were all people I was willing to lay it all out for, you know? Most of them I still would. But some others have shown their true colors, or time has changed them, I guess.
I feel that with the HOA still. Obviously, my club will come first, no matter what. But there's still people like Andy,
Yeah.
Nico, like these people believed in me. When I left the loss, when I made the decision to leave, I told Karina and Mayumi I was leaving, right?
Yeah.
And Tanner overheard it. So Tanner shared it with all of the HOA. Like, that I was leaving the club and might get shot. I had Sis reach out to me immediately. I was like, you have a place in Mirror Park if you want to come. So, like, I would still do anything for these people if if the time comes, I have the free time and I can help them, I will. Because near the end of that time, HOA was like me, Nico, and Rod.
Yeah, I remember.
Like, we were holding Mirror Park down. Like, if we got into a war, we were not surviving. Hell, the last, like, quote-unquote war we had was with Dundee's Bang Boys.
Ugh. Oh, Dundee.
Man's fluent in Japanese. That's all I see
Ugh.
him doing.
You're not fucking wrong.
Twatter's just yap, 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 yap all day.
yeah, he's got a vendetta against Mosley's and Mary now.
Yeah, which is probably not gonna work out well for him.
No, not at all.
Like anything ever works out well for Dundee when he's deciding to be his chaotic self.
Well, there's also one thing I've learned is Mary is not usually someone you want to go against.
The shit we did in Yokai, man, when I was a part of it. The moment I became a quote-unquote prospect for them, I fucking RPG'd cops that day, so. When Mary and Mayumi turned themselves in.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. She's, very smart, very calculated, and she always seems to have a bunch of people who are willing to do just about anything for her, so. Working against her usually just doesn't work out, to be honest.
I think the only crew that could have gone against her back in it would have been you guys.
BBMC?
Yeah. Seeing you guys back in that day, like, you guys were scary coming, on your convoys and shit. Like, if I was, like, it was cool. It's like, damn, like, these guys are fucking, they're good. Like, miss going on big rides or convoys like that.
They were nice, especially when we had expanded so much. You'd see fucking 15 fucking muscle cars rolling in a convoy. Sometimes more. Couple Cliffies at the end.
That shit looked cool. I remember seeing you guys coming through Mirror Park. Near the library and see you guys roll through.
Convoys are great. The vibes were always good. Everybody's fucking laughing and joking on radio. Fucking circling the cop. We boxed so many cops with our convoys. One of our last ones before we got Rico'd, I remember. I think a cop legitimately is going to try to pull somebody over out of the convoy, and we all just surrounded him, and like fucking 20 cunts just all around him and everything. He got out of his car and ran away screaming.
Oh.
I think TJ said it was Johnson or something.
Oh, Gregory Johnson.
I think so.
Oh, I remember Johnson. Yeah. Oh my god. That was always fun at Mirror Park when they try to do some shit, and then all the HOA just start coming out of everywhere, and they're like, oh. We had that happen one time at the little compound that we had. It was just like by the casino. Someone rolled up, and then just like a bunch of HOA came out from on the roofs and shit, and just kind of stood there, and they're like, ooh. God, lumber. Ugh.
The wood chip mafia, as I've been told.
We were up here like early last week with somebody. Jack, the union leader, grabs the guy we were with because he was selling the planks to the other foreman to make some money, some rep. And he pulls him to the side and he goes, he's like, sell them to me, blah blah blah. And then when he was done talking, he walks over, pulls his vehicle out, and just goes, lumberjack, because his name's Jack, right? He said it like he was a Pokemon. Got into his car and drove off. We just fucking sat there like, what did we just witness? Like, this guy just like Pokemoned his way to his car. So if you ever call Jack Kettleman, he usually says, he answers the phone as Lumberjack.
That's cringe.
It's it was fucking something, man. It was something.
Fucking Woodchip Mafia and Sandy Gang is what I've been told. The Sandy Union or whatever. Are you guys a part of that?
No. We do our own stuff.
Fucking couple of people got like robbed and hit over the head with fucking wrenches.
We're on pretty good terms, I think, with the union. We don't really fuck with their stuff. We kind of do our shit later in the evening when it's quieter. To the point where some guy threatened Lane a couple nights ago for essentially taking mats from him, and she wasn't even around. It wasn't even her. So there was like 5 of us. There was them, and there was like 3 union members. This guy was a trainee. He tells Lane to put her hands up in front of like 4 other people and pulls a knife and gets beat down immediately by us. To the point yesterday where that union member that was there went up to Lane and apologized for that guy's actions and says, we don't want any, beef with you guys, blah, blah, blah. And just like apologize. We're like, oh okay.
All right.
It was fucking, I was like, all right, like, sure. Like,
That works out.
I mean, if the union tries to start fucking with people, I think there's more that would go against the union than that would be with them. Like, Patar right now, Patar is apparently beefing. He's like always trying to buy materials and shit from people there, and Lang's trying to at the same time. So we're just going under the radar. We're just super quiet. Most of our shit goes to like Popular and Key and Shop up here.
I haven't been up to this one, but
He's working out of the one that's right by the gas station there.
I know
What's it called?
Harmony
Airhead?
is open up tomorrow.
Tomorrow? Oh god. Is
Yeah.
Jordan running again, or is it gonna be someone else?
No, it's Emmy. Do you remember Emmy?
Yes. She was like a manager back in the day.
Yeah, the purple
Yeah.
haired manager.
Yeah, I remember Emmy.
Yeah, she's the one running it. I was talking to my old friend. I call him Cade. Yeah, that's what he was known by. You might remember him with shenanigans with
remember Cade.
yokai. Yeah,
Yeah, I remember Cade. Yeah.
he's one of the managers.
Clay, right?
Yes, yeah.
Clay Alderson. Yeah.
I could count on one hand how many times I've actually ever called him Clay.
Yeah, I only knew his name because my job back in the day was finding who people were and where they lived.
Yeah. You were
That's
probably the one that found out that he lived with me and had yokai circling our house at one point.
I don't know if that was me.
Oh. Yeah. Well, I don't think it was found out that that it was my house, but he did live with me.
I had issues with Cade outside of yokai. Him and his girlfriend at the time decided to shoot a friend of mine in the head twice.
Cassie?
Yeah.
Oh, he's still with her.
He's still with her?
Yeah.
That was 5 years ago. Shit happened.
Wait,
Things
who-
were done with. But like,
No, he told me that he shot somebody actually the other day when I
okay,
talked
so
to him.
Cassie was flirting with a friend of mine, and then like my friend at the time was also very.
Also flirty.
He was very flirty, but he also, when he was confronted, he doubled down a bit, kind of like, oh, if you have insecurities with your girlfriend, maybe you should talk to her, blah blah blah, some shit like this, right? Like,
Ugh.
so I was like, man, come on, dude. Like, so he got grabbed and shot. Then they blew up my car because I was in prison at the time.
Oh.
I was in prison for murder. And then they
Oh.
found him again and shot him again for some reason and tried to frame him to get him fired, but the cops weren't falling for it. So there was a small time in my life where I was hunting Cassie down. So that's how I knew about Cade. But none of my time was with. Anytime like there was that little red line yokai beef for like a day.
Yeah.
I couldn't be a part of it. Like Girl and I both stepped out. We're like, we can't because, you know, what if Russ steps in and goes after HOA and stuff like this? So
Yeah. I am grateful I wasn't around that day.
it lasted like 4 hours,
Yeah.
and then it was done. And then I think they decided to do like a race. Like I'm like, it's probably how it should have been.
Was good. Yes, because I came around for the. I think I was around for the first race. It was supposed to be like a couple races, but Redline lost the first one, and then they never continued it. I don't know.
Yeah, I think it was supposed to be Tony and Mary were supposed to have some 1-on-1s or 1v1s to
They
see
were
what was up.
they were doing pink slips.
Oh, yeah, I kind of like
Yeah.
backed off that day. I was like, HOA is more important. I'm sorry, guys. Like, if I piss off Russ and then Russ comes after HOA, it's like, it's not worth it.
Yeah. I think there was a few people who sat out because I think JJ and Cass sat out too because of Seaside.
Yeah.
And then there was some, I don't know, just people in Redline weren't really about that life either, so they stepped aside. I don't know. There was a bunch of shit in Redline that ended up being too much fucking drama for me.
Were you there till the end with the red line, or did you leave?
No,
before?
I left. I left like a few months before everything happened. Couple months at least. I left during when the Sanguine stuff was wrapping up and people were I think people were gonna get out of prison. People had gotten out of prison actually. Yeah, it was just after. There is some stuff with like Aubrey, who was dating Kaz at the time.
I know about that. I was holding one of Aubrey's cars at the time for her.
Yeah, that stuff happened, and I left very shortly after. Because I couldn't be in a crew with Kaz
I wish I
anymore.
liked Kaz more. I really do. But that guy almost got fucking shot at the gas station in Mirror Park one time.
He was mouthy.
He was running his mouth about May, and Rod was so close to fucking shooting him. He's like, it's not worth it. It's not worth the beef. And then, you know, him being like Goofy and Kitty's son or some shit. So
Yeah.
I wanted to like Kaz, but I just couldn't. I was like, you are, because I think I beat him in a race once. It was like 2 yokai and 2 red line. It's like a late night race. I ended up coming like second, right? And I'm not a great racer. I'm okay. I did it for the fun. I didn't do it for, you know, being the best. I just like to go fucking listen to like loud music and just drive fast.
That's all I ever did it for.
Yeah, and then he was like mouthing me off a bit because I beat him. I'm like, whatever, man. That's what he was like on his whole. He wanted to 1v1 everyone in Yokai Arc. I was like,
oh yes, I remember.
Yeah, I was like, I'm good, man. Like, I remember a handful of times Mary's like, let's just go fucking grab this guy and kill him. Like, she was so over him too.
Yeah. There was a lot of times where I would disagree with something he did or said or whatever. And I would bring it up to like Kitty and Goofy. And Kitty would always like immediately jump to protect him and defend him and stuff. And Goofy sometimes he would be like, yeah, I understand your point of view, but Kaz is just Kaz, and I just couldn't take that as an answer anymore, and I ended up leaving.
That is like the most cop-out answer ever.
It's literally
like,
the definition of it's literally just like the parents with their kid that can do no wrong, you know, the spoiled, entitled brat.
Yeah, the rich parents that got their preppy kid who gets whatever he wants and barely works for anything in his life, kind of shit. Yeah, well, damn, memories are flooding back now.
Oh, I remember it so well because it sucked leaving because Bluth was like basically one of my day ones. The first like kind of group I guess you could say I hung out with was like the family, basically all the racers, some of the racers like Mayumi and Goofy and Ninja, AP, Mayumi, like Jay was a part of it too. I saw I saw IP around a few days ago. He was at Popular.
Oh, okay, cool. That's good.
I haven't seen him
So I
since
knew AP
then.
pretty well through his time at NBC.
Oh yeah,
So I
that
think
was.
he left.
Oh,
He left Yokai just before I joined, like maybe a couple months.
yeah. I think that's actually sounds about right because I remember. I think I talked to him either the day of or the day after he left because he had. I saw him like limping around. He said he got fucking slashed.
I think I was one of the few people that didn't get slashed on my way out.
Even I got slashed on one of those things. When
I met Mayumi at the Yokai house. She had Hydra watching her. This is when like Mayumi was out of HOA at this time.
yeah.
That was a whole nightmare to deal with. I went in there to give her my sword. Violet was there, but I saw Hydra around too. Like,
Well, she was a Hydra hanging around, so.
yeah. So I was sitting there. I'm like, why do you got Hydra here? You think I'm gonna kill you? Like, May, I'm coming to you out of respect to give me my sword and leave. I gave her my sword, my dongle, and like essentially just left. I didn't talk to Mary for like 2 months because I never got to see her. Like our times never crossed. The last conversation I had with her was like, I might want to come back to Yokai because HOA was kind of quiet and I wanted something to do. Then I killed somebody else again, so that kind of put a damper on everything. But I was around like when Izzy joined, right? Because when Izzy joined, she was in the loss with me,
Yeah.
and I was kind of hanging a little bit with Yokai people then, but as like Izzy's old lady to the crew. I remember saving Mayumi in the tunnels one day. They were being chased. She's running on foot through the tunnels just by the freeway, and I was down there on my cliffhanger and scooped her up. Wild times.
Goodness. Was wild times. I think I helped out here and there with a couple of those yokai chases. I remember helping Summer once. Of course, I was close with JJ and Cass, so
Yeah, the seaside connection and everything.
I knew them long before Seaside.
JJ was Vagos at one point, was he not?
Yeah, I knew him when he was in Vagos.
Was Cass a part of anything back then?
No.
No, she's kind of just solo.
She never really thought she would end up ever joining a gang. I think she was close to the Lost at some point, like a long, way before she joined Seaside, but she never joined anything. Then originally, actually, I was trying to get Cass into Prism. But it just didn't work out because I think at the time she was going through some issues with actually being able to drive at a decent capacity in the city without it being like it was very painful for her head, I guess. So she wasn't racing and stuff, and so Prism kind of stopped looking at her, and then Yokai got her. So
Didn't really know much about Prism. I wasn't really around during the scene then, and the only thing I really knew about it was like Anna and
yeah.
Calliope.
Well, Anna and you were in HOA, so you knew Jesus. They founded it, and they both, to start out with, invited like one person with them to be like the OG members, basically. And Jesus had invited Gumbus, and Anna invited me.
Oh. Here's the
Yeah.
thing. I didn't know Jesus was a part of it. I knew Gumbus was.
Yeah, he There was only a couple of us that knew his identity. Like, everybody else just knew him as Souls. I didn't even officially know his, like, he told me himself his identity until damn near a year in the crew.
That's crazy.
But I basically knew just because at the time that Prism was being founded, there was 3 demons in the city, and I knew who owned all of them, and I knew who owned their, like, I was basically getting fed information about any S-Class event scratches that were happening as well. So I knew for a damn fact it wasn't a Vin Scratch demon that he had. It was Jesus. So I was able to can make that connection like very early on. But he never knew that I knew, I guess.
You knew, but not like officially
Yes.
didn't know.
Yes.
You knew, yeah.
I just let him, you know, if he wanted me to know, he would tell me. And so I just didn't say anything. And then one day, he called me to Mirror Park and he told me.
Here's the thing about Jesus. I didn't know that motherfucker spoke English for like 4 months in HOA. And then you swear he started speaking English one day. I'm like,
Yeah.
what the fuck, man? Like, because every time I used to talk with Jesus back in the day, it was always through notes. He'd always give me notes.
Yeah.
Like, if he needed guns or stuff to the Lost. Everything was done that way. And him and I had a little bit of like, I guess, a little bit of beef between us because him and Izzy were dating, then Izzy left him, and him and I
remember
started
that.
dating.
He told me.
So it was a little like rocky, but also just like, whatever, man. Like, you know. Like I spoke English for 4 months being in the HOA.
Yeah. He kept it very secret. He didn't want people to know that he spoke English. That's why he, I think, was able to skirt under like his alias so well and not really have that connection made by most people, at least. He never really spoke English as Jesus, but as Souls, he was fluent.
Oh, that's a good way of covering himself too.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck. Okay.
He had a voice changer that he used as well, but yeah.
I think I saw him a few times at a few races. He always had a wrench in his hand, didn't he?
That was our thing for a while.
Your thing was
Was
the
all
wrench?
all the Prism members carried wrenches. Because at the time they weren't really like widely sold anywhere or anything, and so not a lot of people got their hands on them. But we did. Obviously, they became very popular later on.
Yeah, it became more readily available. We're sitting there talking to Jesus and having Julio translate everything for me. Being right between, man, for everything.
Oh, God.
And then one day on radio, I think it was on radios, and I found out Jesus gets on radio, he goes, hello? And you go, I'm gonna go, what the fuck? But he speaks English? Everyone's like, yeah. I'm like, no one's told me this shit. Because like when I joined HOA, it was very, it was in the height of a lot of HOA being awake, like 30, 40 of them awake at a time. And we're always there was always something happening, so I didn't get to talk to everybody. I just randomly heard Jesus one day. Oh, that's calling me up. Yo, what's up? Yeah, we do. I think we're good with both sides too, so we might be able to skirt past it all. Okay, I got you. I'll keep an eye out. Let everyone else know too. Yeah. No, I'm not gonna share with anyone else. I'll let just the club know, and then I'm sure it'll be pretty public pretty quick. Yeah, but it's good to know because we're gonna do some later, so I want to make sure we're not getting fucked up. All right. Okay, toodles.
Everything all good?
Yeah. Yeah. Nothing to do with us, but he's just getting some info to make sure nothing happens with us. You know, just I don't want to go too much into detail, but it's just work stuff, I guess.
Yeah. How's the club going? I don't really know anything.
Good. You know, people are finally settling in. People are getting relaxed. More, more relaxed in their positions. And it's good. It's nice to feel that again. You know, I missed the Lost and missed that feeling of a structured group.
Yeah. And
How about yourself?
uh,
Eyeing up the ADMC.
you know about that.
Yeah. It's not hard to know when it's advertised in Yellow Pages by a few people, and we drove past. We drove past the little garage, and there's a big sign that "Do not pass" or "Trespassing, do not enter."
Yeah. I'm a part of it. But I don't make it widely known right now because there are quite a lot of people who think I'm still a free agent. And I kind of get fed information because of it.
Well, I won't tell anyone. I'm not gonna go spreading your info out there.
uh, I'm not like hiding it, but I'm just not publicizing it right now. Not yet, at least.
Oh, that's fair. That's smart. Like you said, people will say some stuff around you if they don't think you're a part of it, right?
Exactly.
Whether you know it already or not, that shit's always valuable for people.
I think right now, especially making connections and getting information is probably the best thing you can do, so. But
I know a handful of my club is friends with your guys' new club,
yeah.
so I will just add another one to it. Fuck it.
Yeah. I would say that things are definitely not settled. But I guess they're going. Things are going.
Yeah, I got you. It takes a lot to get that shit up and running, right?
Yeah. Yeah. It really does. And just comes with the struggles of the VP being one of my best friends and separating that, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, that definitely adds a little bit of wrinkles in there.
Well, we were. So I'm assuming because I think he talks to Lainey, Sean, of Sean.
Yeah, I know of Irish a bit, yes. I've
Oh.
met him once since we've come back to town.
Well, I'm the whole reason he got into this life. I had standing offers from BBMC for a very long time. But one day, Antonio was like, you know what? I would take both of you. Me and Sean. We were together at that point for a few months at least, maybe 5 or 6, I can't remember. And I basically roped him into it, I guess. It was, well, it was, you know, I wanted to, right? But I didn't want things to get complicated between me and him. And we were both hang-arounds. I got jacketed before he did, because I had a very long history with the club already.
Makes sense, yeah.
Yeah, whereas people needed to get to know him and stuff. They didn't have. I had like over a year and a half of history already with the club, so. So I got jacketed before him, and then he got jacketed maybe a month later, and then we got patched at the same time. There was a massive patching, I think maybe like 6 or something, I can't remember, of us got patched. But then he eventually became road captain, and then we got Rico'd, and now he's VP. And we had broken up a little bit after Sanguine.
Did he go to Sanguine too, or was he?
Yes, he did.
He went.
That was the causation of why we broke up. He isn't the same person anymore. But that's had its long-standing effects, and it just... when I was upset the other day, it was because of him.
Okay. So now you gotta navigate being a part of a club again, but now he's obviously number 2.
He's
Yeah.
number 2, and that so much doesn't, like, it's not like an issue for me. It's just, I don't know if I feel like he's, I don't know. Like, for me, I treat him as he's my friend, right? If we're just rolling around, talking, doing tow together, whatever, it's, you know, it's Cora and Sean, not ADMC, VP, and patch member, you know?
No, I know that. I know that feeling.
But I feel, I don't know, at least based on how he acted the other day, that's not how he's treating it. Like, everything is a club thing for him. And I have never operated on that.
Yeah, I've only ran into Sean once, and that was weeks ago, and haven't had a chance to even like chat or talk to him. The only people I've I guess run into or have chatted with has been you, a little bit of Aubrey, ran into Finn a few times.
Aubrey's not a part of it.
Yeah, I wasn't assuming she was, but like just people I guess from back then.
Yeah.
But, like I I came back to town with these new group of people. Like this is they're new to this city, right?
Yeah.
So like I didn't come in with any like all my old friends are not HOA, right?
Yeah.
But having the dynamic of having to help lead a group, but also make sure everyone's taken care of, and it is daunting and weighs a lot.
always daunting being a leader, at first at least.
Some days I want to pull my fucking hair out, and some days it goes smooth, you know?
Yeah.
What the hell was that? What kind of line was that? And I drove in
Racing
opposite lanes
line.
of travel to, to make that big ass
It
fucking
was
turn.
the racing line, bro.
I know, he had hit the racing line in his tow truck.
I take racing lines on my tow truck.
I did, yeah. I
I
take him in my
kinda...
dump truck. Always call it on, like, watch this line, watch this line. I gotta be careful because I don't want to, like, knock people off the back of the truck. If I hit, like, a
Yeah.
sign or, like, a piece of trash.
Just slightly nudge them off the back. That's a hospital trip.
Oh, God, it's like, we got a guy that hangs out with us. His name's Wally, right? This guy's a gem. But he goes to the hospital every time we do sanitation. Like, he always gets hit or something smacks him. I watched him climb out of the passenger seat, so we made him sit in the passenger seat of the truck, so he was safe. He gets out, immediately gets hit by a car. Like, as he's climbing out of the truck, the car swings by and hits him.
Oh no.
It was funny. It was like some movie shit.
Goodness.
But
Man, just thinking. When we were down on Del Perro, when getting into the sky, it was Sean that called me. They wanted to talk probably about the things that I said to him the other day, but I wasn't about to just ditch you when we had first fucking met up. But
it's fine. If you gotta go, I don't mind dropping you off somewhere.
I'm okay right now. I'm chilling.
Yeah.
As long as my phone doesn't go off, I am chilling.
If at any point you gotta go, just let me know. No hard feelings. But I enjoy this. It's nice.
Yeah, was it like 5-6 days of us literally just texting without ever actually meeting up?
Usually how my days in my life goes, like, I text people forever, and it's like, we just don't ever get time to link up because I'm either with my group or they're with theirs. And today, it's all my group is kind of chilling right now, so, you know, making sure my brain doesn't crunch before I have to go do sanitation for 2 hours.
My brain would fucking actually melt.
It's a blast with the people we got. Like, when we got Wally with us, he's such a fucking idiot sometimes, but he's hilarious. He's like good people. He's not like stupid, like dumb stupid. It's just that stupid shit happens to him, getting hit by cars or him, you know. Just he's got the worst luck with locals, so it makes it worth it. Like, you know, you're having a good time, you're hanging with your buddies. You know, with a group of 4, you know, as shitty as it is, you can bang out stuff real quick. So, and then it's nice because it's helping us meet people. Like, I reconnected with the Not HOA. They're going by right now, I think, for their stuff. Like, Shang reached out to me a few days ago and got some mats, so now it's like just like widening my circle of people that I know.
Yeah.
Even if it's like a one-time like deal, it's like now I know them, and if they need something, call, and vice versa.
Yes, yeah. Doing just about anything if you have good company is fine, but my brain just goes burr too much doing some of these jobs.
Sometimes I just don't say anything. Like everyone else talks, I'm kind of just chilling. I'm
Existing.
too tired. The downside is, so with sanitation, you get random materials, right? But when you hit
Yeah.
100 gold stars, you start getting recyclable materials.
You can choose. Yeah.
You can choose, like back in the day, but it has to be me or Lane that compacts it because we're over the reps. When we compact it, we get recyclables. So, you know, if there's enough people around to do 2 groups, her and I got to split up because we're the only ones the highest rep. And then we're like coordinating and all this. So, you know, we're not getting robbed and shit. Every 300 mats go back to
Ordeal.
the apartments, you know.
Operation for some mats.
It's paying pretty well right now, you know. Mats are going to pay for my first bike, so. Which, who knows? Whenever those decide to come around and cost-wise. Also, hope you don't mind me just driving around aimlessly.
No, this is what I normally do.
Good. Like if I sit somewhere and talk with people, it just gets like quiet really quick and kind of like you said, small talk at that point.
Yeah. Just driving around has always been a way that I've decompressed anyways. Guess that's why I got into racing for the most part. Just loud music, brain empty, no thoughts, just zoom.
Yeah, put on some loud music, go hit a Vinewood Togue just to chill. We used to hit that shit all the time.
Yeah. You know, whenever I went through something that was really rough for me, I would, like, the next few days, I did nothing but racing. And, you know, that's part of why I'm struggling right now, is there's racing, it's just, it's not the same, right? You know?
Yeah, the output doesn't feel the same.
Yeah.
I used to go to a spot. I have a spot in the city is where I sit, kind of like decompress if I ever need it. Well, I have 2 spots now, but like my main one was always Hookies.
Yeah.
Hookies was the place where I told Lexi. So Lexi and I used to be super close back in the day, where I was leaving the Lost and all this, and you know, it's kind of like a what happens here stays here type conversations. So whatever we talked about there, if I took anyone there, it'd kind of just stay there. No one else would know. Now my new one's Mirror Park Lake because it's like my old home. So
That's a good
I had a
one.
lot of good talks there. Had a lot of bad talks there.
Yeah.
Yeah, talks of someone I cared about dearly, and then obviously we didn't work out. So this is all after Iz. So I know the whole. I had to put my gangs first before this person, and I feel like it shut the window down forever.
I have one spot that's kind of that for me. It's mostly good memories that happen there, but definitely one time I may or may not have been very, very drunk and fell off the cliff and almost fucking died.
Oh. I had my old porch in Mirror Park, which a lot of talks happened, and then I had the lake spot. And every time we would have a conversation, her and I, something would proceeded that was either not good for me or bad in general. Pretty sure we had to talk there one time, and then she was shot in the head and forgot the last 8 months of her life.
Oh,
Yep, that was a rough time trying to, jog her memory on who we were, and her just looking at me blankly, not knowing who I was.
I went through that.
Yeah.
Trying to get the person you care about to remember who you even are.
Yeah, this was after. Essentially, she got kidnapped. Right, she was gone for 3 days and tortured and beaten. And we found her. We had our suspicions on who it was, but we couldn't do anything. And then on someone's birthday, her fiance's birthday, or soon-to-be wife or whatever, they got married eventually. He pinged her to a spot where her gun was and a locket of her hair, and he essentially admitted it was him. And then 2 days later, shot her in the head, and she forgot it. 8 months of her life.
This.
His name was Corey. Her name was Echo, though. She worked at the library with me.
I need to think about something for a couple minutes real quick.
Yeah, you're good.
Okay, I'm here.
Welcome back.
Thank you. Sorry.
Oh, that's all good.
Oh my goodness. That's definitely gonna explode.
I know, right?
Oh,
Fuck. Okay,
what
so
the hell?
one day, that reminds me, I have an explosion story like a week ago. One day, Vinny and Chip call me for mats. I'm like, all right, I got you, right? We go to the mats guy. I hand him over to exchange him in, and then the whole world ends. Wave hits. Put 800 mats on this guy. I'm freaking out. Luckily, they were still there. Spoiler. But the horrible part of it was I rented to Glendale. Took that shortcut. I cut through the gas station that's like right by sanitation, and I just fucking blew up.
No.
I've gone through them many times, and my day was so bad at that point. I was like, I might have lost just 800 materials. I've lost a rental vehicle. I've blown up.
Oh,
Luckily, at the end of the
no.
day, materials were there, and I've recovered. But it was just the worst, the worst series of events within 15 minutes. I hated it.
I will
Now I got
never fucking cut through that fucking gas station.
never again. Never
No,
again.
I have a fucking horror story with it too.
Yeah.
Yeah, back when I was in Seaside, we decided to let one of the newer people drive away from a vault so they could get some practice. And he was a really good driver, right? It wasn't like, oh, baby's first drive away and it's a fucking vault. No, he had done plenty before, just not from a vault. And me and JJ both were like, okay, just drive safe while we're getting the hacks off on the fucking valuable goods. And he cut through that gas station. And it was maybe like a minute or two into the chase, and we blew up. And me and JJ were so mad.
God damn, I know that. You're sitting there like, what the fuck?
With all of the fucking vault loot on us.
Oh.
Fuck, I think we had somebody with us too, and they had a clean record previously. I can't remember who it was anymore. Yeah. Their first fucking robbery. They get to be in the chase for like a minute. Blow up. Oh.
I have two first chase stories, but I didn't blow up in any of them, thank God. One was my first 10 yokai, saving Mary. This is when she still had, there was a warrant for her, and she hadn't been unmasked as Shinigami yet, but they knew she was. I'm in a Penumbra FF, and that's the car I'm driving to get away from the cops. And it's just fucking like Air 1 and 8 ground units on me, and I was like, I'm not getting away from this. Luckily, we're 5 minutes from Storm, and I was able to outlast them.
Oh.
And then my actual first 10 yokai is when I was a full member and I had my livery on my car, and they targeted me.
Oh, yeah.
Never got caught. My car did. I was never caught. They never knew who I was. They had suspicions because of my affiliation and obviously having the livery on my car. But proud to say I was never burned. I'm more of a getaway driver, more of a racer.
Yeah. When I was first starting out, I was definitely more of a racer than I was a getaway driver. But then as I started racing less and doing more jobs again, I became a better getaway driver than I was a racer.
I liked racing to teach me how to drive better and like control my car and learn lines, but I preferred getaway because you could just do whatever you want.
Oh, yeah.
There's no like point A to point B. Do whatever the hell you want to get away.
I had some people that their first time in a chase with me driving, I got called crazy because I would just be like laughing and giggling the whole time. I was have so much fun.
Even when I got caught getaway driving, I was still having the best time of my life. It's just like, you're free, you can do what the hell you want. I was never like mad if I got caught, unless it was like some really fucking
Dumb shit.
like Suarez sending me into a wall.
Oh yeah, that'd be a classic.
My favorite thing, getting chased and reverse pitting them. Oh. Well, they get right up on you, just hit the brakes, hit their fucking back end, and they send them into a wall. I got chased one time with Pond. I think this is after I shot 2 people, and I was like, they were on me. Right? They knew it was me. Well, they knew of me doing it, but they didn't have like concrete proof. I think it was like a 40-minute chase with Pond on my ass the entire time. To the point when I got away, I had to park my car at the casino and run on foot back to Mirror Park. And she was patrolling the neighborhood. It was like a scene out of a movie.
Yeah, they loved going and looking around where they think that you were, you know, was your area, I guess.
Poked my head over the bush in Mirror Park and just saw the cop car down the road. I was like, what the fuck? And I had to run across the road to get to my house. It was like, I was like, I gotta go. If she catches me, I'm fucking done because my car's fucked. I got it parked up. Like, I'm not escaping. So. Not that I had a rivalry. That was for sure. Jesus.
I barely
Wrong
even
drivers,
heard
man.
that truck fucking coming behind us, to be honest. Holy shit.
I hear my Regina more than I hear that fucking truck. Regina's always like choking when I hit top gear.
Yeah, because it's fucking, it is. That thing's dying when you try to push it past 60.
That's our good old car, you know? That's our first club car.
Oh no.
It'll go down. It'll go down in history.
Oh god. Everyone starts somewhere.
Yeah. Been up this way recently or at all since you got back?
Since, have I been up here? Yeah.
Yeah. They
I have.
fucking lost their clubhouse.
Yeah,
This is Floki. Floki said he tried to rebuild it, and this is what he got to.
and that's what I got. Oh, okay.
That's as far as he got.
Oh. I mean, typical attention span of someone in the city, to be honest. Myself included, very much.
Feel it. Here's the weird thing about Jesus and I. This was my trailer to my left. Jesus was right behind me. He owned the trailer instead.
Wait, what?
Yeah, he ended up having
Even
a
though
trailer instead.
he was HOA like the whole
The
fucking
reason
time,
why he
wasn't
had
he?
one? Yeah, the reason why he had one is because HOA and us, we were really good. Like, the Lost and HOA back then, they were like really good and really close. We shared a lab with them.
Oh.
Yep. We ended up sharing a lab with,
Yeah.
so our cooks were Fred, well, Reed was a cook, and then Fred became a cook. And Lilith was their cook.
Yeah. I remember that. I knew about Lilith.
So we had a vehicle there, and they had like a property and some keys so they can come in and out.
Oh.
Mm-hmm. You remember that island that used to be out there?
Yes.
Like a little bit of wall? Yeah, that was where our lab was. Yeah. Initially, our lab was down in the oil fields, and then Reed stole BSK's lab because they were located up this way, so he relocated it closer to the Lost compound. And then sold. Pretty sure he sold a lab to CG. Hydra, one of the two.
Hydra had like 4 or 5 or something at some point, so.
Yeah, that whole fucking monopoly on him. Did you hear about the lab that was at the Harmony Hotel?
Yes, Hydra. I was in Seaside when that one got burnt.
Yeah,
Because Ash was with them.
I rolled by and I was like, what the fuck? Cops were just holding it all down. They were like pointing guns at everybody.
Yeah. Ash was still in Seaside at that point when she got caught cooking with them.
I don't know. Okay. Probably Ash was Seaside for a little bit there.
She was one of the founders.
Yeah. Was she with Benji when they're in the Vagos?
Yes.
Was she a Vago? Okay, yeah.
She was with Benji. She was never a Vago. But
okay, and then she became Seaside.
Yes, she founded Seaside with them, and things weren't going so well for both of us, really. But she decided it was her time to leave after that fiasco with Hydra and the meth lab and stuff. I decided to stick around and try to tough it out for a few more months, and yeah. Both me and Ash, we connected on a lot of things, and both felt very similarly about a lot of things that were going on.
Who brought you into Hydra, or not Hydra, Seaside?
I was dating Bodhi. So it was, yes.
Yeah, okay, yeah, I remember Bodhi.
Yeah. I was with him, but it was him and JJ both wanted to bring me in. And so, at the time that I was joining Seaside, it was a 100% yes vote to get in. All the current members had to say yes. And so I had to, I spent a lot of time getting to know everyone. Chico, KJ, Ash, because I didn't know her prior. Well, I knew of her, but we didn't talk very much. All the OG people, basically all the ex-Vagos that had left to create Seaside.
Yeah.
Yeah. I wish I had left when Ash did, to be honest. But it is what it is. I found my way home at the end of it.
Yeah. I mean, I don't regret leaving when I did. I wish I didn't leave, but if I didn't leave at that time, or if I didn't leave when I did leave, it was like, I learned a lot then. My biggest issue was I respected Michael a lot, because Michael did a lot for us. And the way the group was treating Michael's death as a whatever. His quote-unquote death. Nick and I had some issues back in the day. But Michael and I were always pretty good. And my whole issue was just flirting with Lilith one night and Lilith telling Nick, and then Nick flying a jet over Stab City. Lilith was we're like, yeah, you can hang out any time. And it was just I didn't know her and Nick were engaged in all this shit.
Yeah. That was an interesting relationship.
I have heard things, so. Water can of Oro.
Fucking.
My favorite thing after I went through senior buns is the throwing my litter at people or at things. Like just like drive, you could just throw it out your window. It's like the best feeling you could possibly do. You just throw like a box in a car at a
Yeet
cop.
it at someone.
Yeah.
I normally just throw mine in the trash there so nobody fucking bitches.
Do a lot of ours around Chumash. Just throw it. Eventually, the local garbage man will come by and bag it up. We can swing through and pick it up and get paid.
Yeah, true. Oh gosh. Gone through like 2 tanks of gas.
Yeah, I know. I was just thinking that. I got through a bunch of gas, but it's whatever. Been nice, just chilling, you know.
Yeah.
I don't mind spending money if I'm having a good time and hanging out. You know, it's when I get a speeding ticket worth $300 and my paycheck's $500, and I just hate my life. Happens way too much in the dump truck. Like I'm like speeding or negligently driving. I get a ticket because it's a fucking work truck.
Yeah, you got a couple tickets.
I went 9 straight getting out of tickets with cops because there's a different cop every time, and now I've gotten it's been nonstop tickets.
Gotten warnings the 2 times that I've been pulled over so far.
Yeah, what did I do? I was in the dump truck and I was like speeding because I think you can go. You get up like 90 in that thing. It's faster than the Regina, and then like
That's so
ran a couple
funny.
red lights and just kind of they're like, okay, we're gonna give you like negligent driving. Brian Knight one time wanted me to hand him my ID, and he sat in the car for like 5 minutes looking at it.
Oh.
I was like, this is weird. No one's asked for me to physically hand them my ID. They just want like they look at it and go, okay, I got you. I was like, oh. So, like I make like $700 if I do 10 Sandy runs, and it was like a $300 ticket, 340.
Ugh.
So I was like, there goes half my paycheck.
Ew.
Yeah, make $68 a stop. It's not worth.
Yeah, but the mats are...
The mats are where it's worth, like, you know. Get to 200 someday. Our theory is we hit 200 rep, I can carry 2 bags at once, one in each hand. I've learned the ability to dual wield trash bags.
Oh my god. Game changer.
It would be huge. Be huge. It's like
Huge.
the upside to like Sandy now is everyone can grab from the same bin.
Yeah.
So like it can be quick, but sometimes Lane and I run at duos. Like, well, if it's just her and I around, we'll just go do like 10 runs and chill. But that's a nightmare because we gotta find a spot that's got like what, like 7 trash bins, 8 trash bins to be safe. You guys, or have you tried shopping yet?
I have.
You like it?
I mean, it's nice because it's fucking something that even has a risk of a cop showing up and you getting a chase at least. I haven't had any chases. I haven't done it too much though. I went with JJ one day, and I was like a mega cooked. I'd been out for so long, but it was only me and one of his other friends in a group, so I had to hack because they couldn't, I think, or they wanted me to try to hack it. I was so surprised that I was actually able to fucking do it, because I think I had been awake maybe 16 or 17 hours at that point.
Holy shit.
Some days my days are long.
Sometimes your days are days.
Yes.
We haven't gotten around to doing it yet, but I have found out you can instead of sending it down to the fence, you can break the parts down to the recycler at Sandy for mounts.
Oh.
It's the only downside to it, though, right? You need to be 50 rep to use the recyclers, and you're getting 1 mat per. But if you're over 100 rep or a little higher, I get upwards to 7 per.
It's not worth it
you ever get-
until you get 100 then.
Yeah, it's not worth it to get 100, but like if you ever have like a bunch of them and you need mats, you know, you can always just call like myself, and I can just rip them all apart down there super quick.
That's cool.
So it's like money wise, probably not worth like you would get from selling to the fence, but then you know,
Yeah.
the sewer truck.
Alternative to getting mats instead of doing sanding, especially for the people who can't do sanding if they have high rep and other jobs.
Yeah. So I found that out early last week. The only thing you can't break down are tires, which I'm assuming you just have to go to the tow lot and just use the tow tire or the tire ripper.
This reminded me, I had 2 damaged tires from when I was towing. I could have broke down, but oh well. They're gone now.
You can break down and get your total of 3 rubber.
Yes, yeah. My 3 whole materials.
My whole 3 plastic tubes. I love these tubes. Hoping soon we start breaking into some houses. I miss robbing houses.
Yeah. I need something to do that isn't these fucking civilian jobs.
Like, be straight with you, weed's not even worth pushing half the time, man. It's like,
I heard it's not until you grind it, like, and get high rep.
yeah, you're kind of at a deficiency. Like you're losing money by growing and selling just to earn rep to make more, which it's okay. It's not like you're losing too much money. It's still so much fucking work. Just keep an eye out for McNulty. He's very sneaky.
Fuck that ginger cunt.
He's also probably going to come to you guys eventually and talk to you once he finds out you're more established. Because he did it with us. He did it with the Lost.
Interesting.
He pretty much told us he's going to all MCs or, you know, soon to be MCs, whatever comes around, is going to have a chat with them.
I wonder if that's why I don't know. He's whenever he sees Sean, he makes some kind of looks at him, says they exchange banter or whatever.
Irish banter that most of us wouldn't understand.
Yeah. Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, he definitely didn't catch me growing weed one time.
Oh no.
I got away. Got away quick. He calls me out every time he sees me. He's like, "You wear the same stuff." I'm like, "Yeah, I'm not changing the way I look. Like, it's my aesthetic. Like, where'd you wear like a black, like the plaid shirts, but all blacked out and shit, and the mask." He's like, "I could find you from a mile away." I'm like, "Whatever, man." Yeah, he's very into the weed and finding out what groups are what right now.
Interesting.
We sat in a bush for who knows how fucking long until I showed up.
He was the fucking cop that gave Sean his first fucking speeding ticket when we were doing grime one day, so I just have been calling him the fucking ginger cunt.
I've seen him a few times. Like next storm hits, he comes out of his apartments. He's in like full on like hiking gear. I'm like, what the fuck are you doing? He's like, I like to hike. I'm like, what? Who the hell likes to hike? The big backpack on, boots, little shorts.
People who like getting eaten by fucking murder kitties, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, he's something. Him and Turner, man. Oh fuck, Den too. Let me start with Den. So like, day one or day two of having the Regina, I go and park at the Senior Buns. A little bit on the red. I run inside. Lane goes, cops pulled up behind you. I didn't see that. For some reason, I didn't see them pull up. They didn't put their sirens on. They just rolled up. Go out and talk to them. Like, hey, you know, can I just move this? Like, you don't gotta like impound or anything. Like, nope, we're towing it. We're impounding it. It was Den and Aziz. So I start getting lippy with them, and then out of nowhere, Adam, the forgetful guy,
Yeah.
sends his fucking moped like into my car, blows himself up, blows my car up, sends me and Den flying, and then they still had the audacity to impound it. I was like, you sons of bitches.
Oh no.
It was like the worst. Like I was like, I fucking hate both of you right now, and I'm stabbing Den whenever I see him. But like Aziz as well too was like super rude.
Wow. Interesting. I'm trying to think. I don't think I really have interacted with many cops besides McNulty, Cat and Slacks.
Slacks is pretty decent. Seems like a decent guy.
Obviously, fucking Rhodes. Fucking, I can't believe it. Ugh.
Ugh.
Rhodes has always been
Brian Knight.
kryptonite. I haven't interacted with a Brian Knight, thank God.
Yeah, it's you know.
No thank you
Brian.
on that one.
It's Brian.
No fucking thank you. How did that guy even get fucking hired back in? Like, he was one of the main fucking sanging fucking people. Ugh.
One of the reasons why that war started.
Yeah. I have seen Flop, yes.
Yeah, I remember the Flop too. Got out of a ticket with him. That was good.
I used to fucking bully Flop whenever I see him, to be honest. I used to... his shop that he had in Little Seoul back in the day.
Yeah, Flop Shop or whatever it was.
Yeah. I was the main person who kept that restocked.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
He paid for... eventually, he paid someone to start doing the runs up to Polito, but as far as actually making sure, like, the cellar was stocked up and everything, that was me. He didn't do shit with that shit, so I always held it against him. And I got out of shit. And he gave me money one time, too. And I also would just, like... I would yoink so much shit out of there for free, too, and he never noticed, because...
I did the same thing with Only Parts. I did the same thing, because May never paid us. So
yep.
Whenever it was stocked, I'd grab a couple repair kits for me and my friends. I'd grab a wax every once in a while. Like,
yep.
I'm like, I was making runs to Polito in a box truck 4 times to fill that store up before they started going through, like, autos or whatever, tuner shop repair kits. You ain't paying me. I'm getting free repair kits. I'll grab
That,
some wax once in a while.
exactly. That's what the fuck I would say. Is like, Fop doesn't pay me, therefore I'm taking this. Thank you so much.
Yeah. Store would have like 160 repair kits. I take 6 of them. I throw a few in my car, a few in my friends' cars. I'm like, all right, we're good to go. Doing supply runs for Oni parts was a nightmare because it was like 40 metals for 1 repair kit.
Yeah.
I was like, fuck.
I remember people hated doing the runs for Nailed It.
Right, Colin's place.
Yep.
Yep, then May left the HOA and essentially Oni parts started to fall apart.
And I don't think she ever really gave a shit about that shop for a long time. At least whenever I saw her, she was mostly just doing Hydra shit.
She did care about it a bit, like early on, but it was like Karina looking after it, and then Karina and her kind of split, so
Yeah.
Karina just said, fuck it, not my problem anymore.
Yep. I would do the
Like,
same
don't blame
fucking
me.
thing.
I just kept her restocked so I can get free fucking repair kits, and it was like right across the road. Then I was like, took care of the gas station in Mirror Park. That was a nightmare. I actually hate this part of town so much.
The South Side.
Yeah, Southside's one of them.
South
I fucking
Side
hate
going
going
into
through her.
Little Soul.
Oh, luckily Little Soul a little better right now, but like back in the day, oh, I always regretted going through Little Soul. Even if like a race was going through there, I was like, I fucking hate this so much.
Yeah.
I'm either gonna hit a wall or I'm not gonna make my way out of this goddamn little town.
Oh.
You ever get into
Yeah.
Group 6 stuff at all?
I did a little bit. I don't do it so much now unless I'm with JJ. Even then, the past few times when I've woken up, he was already doing it with someone else, so I just kind of was third wheeling, not making any money, but I don't know. I did mostly grime, to be honest, when I was first making money, but I haven't touched that in a couple weeks now.
I heard Grime is good now. Like you can make decent money, but it's like Laney's like permabanned from there, so I just don't have I don't really want to do it.
Did she sell boxes to the fence?
She did, but like
Yeah.
she was able to do work again, and they got like permabanned. Like she can't even.
Oh. Weird.
You know about this manhole here?
I do.
Okay, I like to show people the manhole.
Have you been down to this areas yet?
Not the main system yet, no.
Oh.
One of our members went down there first couple days. He got trapped down there and
Oh
eventually
no.
helped out. Yeah. I want to go. I want to check it out, but like it's just not like on my like I would go right now to do it kind of thing. If it came up, I would, but I'm not planning my day around it. You been out?
I finally got to go down there. Was it the day before yesterday, or maybe the day before that? I don't remember. But yeah, fucking smelled like shit.
Bet.
Literally shit.
Yeah, I don't really want to. I want to go down and meet the people just to know who's down there, but like I don't really. I prefer it up here.
Yeah. So it was interesting because I had literally just rolled out of bed and then I just get a call from, I think it was Shang, I don't remember, saying, hey, we're going down to the sewers, we're coming to pick you up. It's like, oh, okay. Good morning to you
What a
guys
way to
too.
wake up.
Yep.
What a way for you to wake up and be like, oh, I'm going down to smell shit now. This is gonna be great.
Yeah.
I gotta stand up for Bev on water real quick. I've driven over the entire island.
Yeah. We've
3 times.
kind of been driving around and talking for 2 hours.
Not against it though. I mean, it's like I said, if I were sitting there, I probably would have stopped talking like an hour ago.
Yeah.
Feels like, taking some scenic routes, seeing some old places.
I'm not complaining, I was just pointing it out.
Oh, I know. Been a quick 2 hours though.
Has been.
I used to have a pen pal here.
Oh. Okay.
I had a pen pal inside Parsons, so when I went in for my treason back in the day, OG treasonist, I was thrown into like a pen pal program while in prison, so it would link me up with other people or like just whatever, and I got pulled when a new patient came through to Parsons. It's kind of cool. Had someone I could talk to every once in a while. She couldn't feel pain.
Like physical pain?
Like physical pain, like her body couldn't
Oh.
actually feel the pain.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, she was cool. Met her once face to face, and then other than that, I think she transferred out like not too long after, and just never got to see her again. But she was pretty cool. It was Poet.
I didn't know that they did something like that for... How long were the people, the Sandy treasonous even? I don't remember.
Alright, you ready for it?
Uh-huh.
4 years.
That's it?
4 years and a $150,000 fine.
That's it?
Yeah.
Shit.
They ended up creating the law for treason during that war because of that.
Yeah, I remember that.
So we ended up signing deals. Like our things were plea deals. Like Grayson hooked us up and got everyone deals for what happened. Yeah, I spent 4 years in, I think 4 parole, and then $150,000 fine. Back then, it's when $150K was like a lot. I had to send all my money to my my casino accounts when I got fined. I had money when I got out. That was a wild time.
Yeah.
Got a senator out of a helicopter, a rocket launcher.
Oh yeah.
That was cool. I thought, funny enough, that's when I earned my tail gunner role. It was after that war.
Oh.
Yeah. He said if we made it out to the next Monday and we all survived, I could be tail gunner. Didn't get arrested. Ended up turning myself in. That's when Dawn. It's like Dawn's first ever charge.
Yeah. That's
With treason.
I remember that.
Her and I both turned ourselves in at the same time as Sandy, so we went to prison at the same time.
So you were tail gunner and road captain at one point? Or you moved from one to the other,
Yeah.
I should say?
Yeah, so I was tail gunner because I wanted eventually, like, I wanted a role, I wanted more responsibility.
Yeah.
But in the loss, it was a senior role, so like it helped me like kind of be around more because I was around more than most. And then when Gaz eventually stepped down from road captain, there was an opening. I wanted to take it over, and I got it. Had it for about a month, and that's a month before I left. The loss did a big shake up on roles, where sergeant was up. Almost any role could be voted for. We just didn't touch the VP and the pres roles. So that's when Kat didn't want to become sergeant anymore, so Negan became sergeant. I became road captain. I think Loki became an enforcer. I think Negan made him an enforcer, so. Now I'm a VP of a new club.
Yeah.
Well, old new club, so.
New to Los Santos.
New to Los Santos, yep. Did you ever get anything higher in BBMC, or you always just?
I was trying to work towards tail gunner at one point, but I wanted to move it a little differently than what Finn had originally got tail gunner introduced to the club as. But I didn't really get to try to go for it for very long before the whole like Rico stuff happened, so I never got a role. The highest I ever got to was just a patch.
Mind if I ask what like the tail gunner's responsibilities were? Because it sounds a lot different from the way the Lost had it. Or at least in command structure.
The way that Finn, because originally BBMC didn't have tail gunners as a role. The way that Finn got it introduced as is basically the resident like trainer of like the hangings and the prospects, especially
Okay.
working on their skills and telling them the club history. Go ahead.
I have no idea who this is. Give me a second. Hello. Muy bien. ¿Y tú?
What the?
Sí.
Long
Oh.
road.
I heard hubcap.
Let me touch base with Mason on this because I think he's got the paperwork. I need to talk to him. He's not around right now, so let me talk to him, and then we can talk to you, we'll make sure the paperwork lines up. You know, there's no expiry dates or anything like that. So okay. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Can you text me your name so I can save you as a contact? Cause I didn't get you last time. Oh, Raldo. Yes. Right. Yeah. Just text it over to me and I'll remember you for next time. Okay. All right. Yeah. We'll see, man. You got to pass the talent show. We'll see what's up. All right. Buenos noches. This fucking guy. Okay. I'll just share this with you real quick. So this guy calls me like a week ago. He's like a friend of Reed's, and he thinks he can join our club. Like he wants to put an application in and be a part of it and everything. So I just told him his paperwork was lost, right? Like we haven't figured it out. And then Reed calls me. He's like, "Please, man, this guy's dying. He wants to be part of an MC." I'm like, "We're not taking any Make-A-Wish kids. I'm sorry, man. It's not
Oh
happening." And he just,
no.
it was that for the like 30 minutes of Reed trying to convince me to take this guy over. I was like, "No, man, I'm good." Okay,
Jesus
so
Christ.
Tail Gunner was like more of like
Uh,
a trainer, right? Like help them.
yeah, the skills and also going over club history. Essentially, getting them to know what the fuck they're joining.
Okay.
I wanted to refocus it as I still would have kept track of making sure people weren't falling behind, basically. If people had things they needed to work on, I would essentially delegate it and say, okay, you need help driving? Okay, go talk to Sean. You don't know any club history? Go talk to Finn. Like, those kind of things. I didn't want to necessarily be the one actually doing all of that, but I wanted basically like keeping track of it and stuff, and then basically being the road captain's right hand. Anything that the road captain needed help with, or if the road captain wasn't around, it would fall on the tail gunner.
So that was pretty much with the Lost.
That's yeah.
I like that way though. I like the way that like being there to like help train people. So like when I was the tail gunner, right? Like my job during rides, I rode at the back, right? I made sure we had
Yes,
repair kits, bikes were repaired, all that stuff. Like, and then when the road captain wasn't around, I'd plan the rides. Obviously, Gaz was around a lot, so I pretty much a lot of the responsibilities fell onto me. And then, you know, making sure the club was stocked with repair kits, bikes were fixed, shit like that. It's a cool way though. I like the way Finn thought about it. Your idea would have been cool too. Like, kind of finding out where people are lacking and sending them to the right people to learn it.
Yeah. But never came to fruition. Which I'm kind of glad it didn't, because tail gunner wasn't originally the role I even wanted anyways, but the role that I wanted was very freshly occupied by someone I cared very much for. AKA Sean.
That was the road captain role.
He was a road captain, so there was no way I was gonna go for that.
Other than like road captain, like VP and like PM and all that, like do you guys have chaplains as well too?
Yep.
Back in the
We
day?
had chaplains, enforcer, and road captain. That was mostly it. BBMC at one point, like a long time ago, had like a treasurer, secretary. But those roles weren't really seen as necessary. The secretary was Chip, treasurer was Pez.
Got you. Did you guys have a sergeant as well?
Yes, we did have. I don't know how I could forget. Sergeant at Arms was pretty much considered a cursed role.
Was it?
Yeah, because everybody who was SAA at one point ended up booted. They were no longer a part of the club.
I feel like SSA just in general is a fucking curse.
Or-
No matter what club you're in. Like the loss was like, it was Reed when I joined. This is like long, like a few economies ago is when I joined the loss, right?
Yeah.
Reed was SSA, and then he was just set down a treasurer because Reed's actually really good with money, surprisingly. And Kat took over, right? Kat was a fantastic sergeant, but eventually she just stopped showing up. In the same way when Negan took it over, he just stopped showing up.
Yeah.
Like I feel like a sergeant is very needed for whatever club. It's like your separation between your 1 and 2 and the rest of your club, right? That sergeant needs to be your hard ass. You know, duel those punishments out when needed, or delegate them to the enforcers.
That's we had Jesse was SAA, right? And then he stopped coming around. And then Antonio took over and he asked to be blooded
He
out.
left.
Yeah.
Remember that? Oh, okay. Shit.
And after that, Barry was so fucking scarred from the SAAs, he'd never appointed a new one.
That is fair. That is fair. Fucking hell. It's a cool sounding role too, Sergeant at Arms. Like you sound pretty fucking hard, but it seems like a curse
Yeah.
no matter where it is.
Well, and the club treated it as like it was the person that like kept us armed, made sure we had guns and everything, you know, everything that we needed equipment wise that way. But they were also supposed to be the one that helped like people strategize and like basically for wars, prepping for wars.
Yeah,
You know.
being ready if something happened.
Yeah.
everyone's prepared.
Which we had. Oh, that's right. We had Peter, who was SAA.
Okay, yeah, I'm seeing the
I
pattern
forgot
now.
about. Yes.
Go
Yes.
Peter. Yeah, I'm seeing
Yes.
the pattern. Yep, it's a cursed roll.
It is absolutely a crystal. So. Yeah.
Maybe not go with it with the new iteration. Maybe you know, you might not need it.
Yeah.
You find a new name for it.
Yeah. I think the way that at least BBMC treated SAA anyways, up until Peter was trying a little bit to change it, was more like a quartermaster anyways. Just keeping things stocked, keeping track of it, you know, making sure people aren't running around without a fucking gun.
Many times in the HOA, Aunt would go to someone and be like, "You got a gun?" They go, "Nope." She's like, "Why?" And like would just tear into them.
Oh yeah, that was a club rule for us. We always have a gun, and we actually did pocket checks. You were expected to have a kit. You had to have a gun, at least 3 to 5 like band-aids, at least 2 plates of armor, ammo. Fuck.
Be ready for anything at any time, you know.
Yes.
I kind of did the same thing. I'd keep a kit in my van that was parked at the tavern, so if something were to happen, like I'd have my stuff, but like that's where all the extra stuff would be.
Excuse me.
Just be like ready to run if needed to.
Yep.
Yeah, fucking. Ugh. Yeah, Lost were very traditional in their roles. Like they're a very traditional club, right?
Yeah.
It's, you know, obviously some things have changed. Some things did change, but like, yeah, everything was very by the book. You know, your roles were your roles, but everyone was still equal at the same point. No one ever pulled rank, really. You know, which is an issue I see with some people. Like they get a rank in something, they wanna flex their shit.
Yes. Definitely.
I don't see my rank as a flex. I see my rank as a position that I need to uphold and make sure everything else runs smoothly below me.
Yeah, the BBMC, I think just before I got jacketed, kind of went through I joked and I called it the restructure because it was right around the time when the PD was going through theirs. And basically, Barry like wiped all of the high command, all the roles, and started in like fresh and decided, okay, who are the people I want for high command? And then decided that all the roles were no longer going to be high command because BBMC all titled roles were high command previously. He
Oh.
took that away and made them, you know, your role is your role. You're still a patch. You're a patch level, but you have your role. With the one exception being road captain, he made that command. But I think that was more specifically just for Stevie, because Stevie still wanted to be high command, but he wanted to test her.
Yeah, I got you.
And just, you know, that way people couldn't do that. They couldn't have that flex or whatever.
Yeah, with like the loss, there was only 3 high command, and that was BP, Prez, and Sergeant. Those were like your high command. And then your command roles were like road captain, treasurer, chaplain. So if the other 3 weren't around, there was at least someone who could make a decision if it wasn't a club vote kind of thing.
Yeah. That's how Barry, after that restructure, it was Barry and Colin, and then Edbert and TJ. And then everybody else was patches. Well, there was Stevie, but Stevie wasn't really around, to be honest, so she ended up getting knocked down from road captain, and that's when Sean got it. But ADMC is still trying to fucking, you know, get on her feet, so.
Yeah, like you guys are just like coming back into it, right? So
Yeah.
need some time, but I think you guys will do fine. Hey, what's up, Swan? You're good. What up? Oh, okay. I'll probably skip it this time. I'm hanging out with a friend right now, so I'll join the club next time. All right, bye, Swan. Yeah, like you know who Swan is?
No idea.
She does fight clubs. Teaches people how to fight.
Oh.
I watched her beat the shit out of someone at Senior Buns after we jumped some clowns. She just beat the fuck out of that guy. It's funny. It was myself and Rue were on the ground because one of these guys were dressed up like Bon Bon. They went and punched Allie, and we're like, "What the fuck, man?" Speak of the devil, she just woke up. So then we're like, "All right, you know what? Let's find these clowns." So Rue and I found them at Senior Buns. We jumped 2 of them. Fist fight, and then they ended up bopping us with a wrench, but fucking Swan was there, and she just beat the shit out of some guy. She's like, "If I beat you, that chick in there has to shave her head because they look the same."
Oh.
The guy was like, "I don't want to fight you." She's like, "You're fighting me." He's like, "Okay."
Oh.
She just beat the shit out of him. Do you have any ambitions for the new group? Like where you want to go?
I do, but for what I want, me and Sean need to sort our shit out.
Gotcha.
And I don't know. It's complicated.
hopefully you guys can figure it out, or at least come to some kind of agreement or something on it, whatever it is.
Yeah, I hope so. I hope we can just talk it out. And I don't know, but he's been going through a lot, and then obviously adjusting to being VP and stuff, and so I know he's been stressed, but I think he didn't realize that it's not just him.
Yeah, it's never just you and any of this stuff. It's like there's other people that are affected too. Hello? You sound awake. No, yeah, the most awake. Just driving around with a friend right now. What are you up to? Okay. All right. Do you want to link up in a bit, do some stuff? Okay. All right. I'll let you wake up, and then I'll give you a shout when I'm free. All right. Bye.
Gonna get pulled to go do CNE soon.
Whenever Lane wakes up, probably, but probably not for another like hour. I'd say half an hour.
Yeah.
No, it's been nice though. I've been needing a break from non-stop work. This has been a great break from it all.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't have many people outside the group anymore that I can really go talk to or just hang out with. Everyone's like in the group, which is great. It's fantastic. Sometimes I just need to get like, have people that aren't a part of it and just kind of chill.
I have always been a big, I'm blanking on the word, but I've always said that people need to have people outside of their main thing. It's not healthy to just be
No,
locked
it's
into
not.
your group all the time.
Yeah, I love them all to death, but sometimes you just need that little break, and this has been a perfect escape from it all.
Wow. Not
Well,
boring.
No, this has been great. Like, this has been like what, almost 3 hours, and it feels like
Yeah, 2.5.
it feels like it hasn't been. Like, it's been wild. Like to burn through $300 worth of gas, and it's 100% worth it.
True, we're about to have to fill out for the 3rd time. Oh gosh.
People are like, what'd you do for the last 3 hours? I drove around the island for 3 hours nonstop.
Yeah.
It's good.
God. It's been a good distraction.
If you ever want more of it, you let me know. I don't mind.
Absolutely. I have realized the time, and I am definitely not waking back up on time that I know when I normally do for DJ.
Yeah.
Oh well.
I was surprised you were awake as early as you were today when I saw your twat go out.
Yeah, I have days where I'll wake up early like that, and then I go and I lay down and I take a nap, and I wake back up late, for like DJ hours.
Same. I don't do as deep as DJing as you do, but like there's past couple days I've kind of just like dipped around, hour ago, and I go crash for a couple hours in the apartment, then come out, but because there's no one around or there's nothing really to do, so it's like I don't really want to drive aimlessly by myself.
Yeah.
Is it better? voted yet?
No, I haven't actually. I forgot to.
Have you been through that courthouse yet?
I have. It's
That
fucking
shit's fucking-
humongous.
You know the top floors where all like the property taxes and stuff are.
I didn't know that.
So you go all the way to the top floor. Like once you get to the top floor, the first room is where you can see all like housing taxes and previous bills and shit like that. Don't have anything yet, but if anyone ever gets a bill or has like asset fees, it's like up there.
You actually have to like go up there to pay it.
You have to go up there to pay it. Yeah.
Oh wow.
I was lost in there for probably 15 minutes before I found my way up like the 4th floor.
I know the first time I had to go get Gripsex bags, I was confused.
Oh my god. So that's like the 3rd floor, right? I think.
Yes.
Yeah. So like if you go to the very end of the hallway at the 3rd floor, like past the courtrooms, there's like another set of stairs that goes to where the mayor's office is, and everything else you're looking for, like paying your asset fees and shit.
God.
I luckily don't have any for the car, because the car's in my name, so I need to go and like check probably a week after owning it, see if anything comes through. Have you seen the north wing at the library yet?
Yes, I have. I went in there.
Crazy, man. I miss that place. There's like so much in that north wing too. I got a fighting cage in there.
I've seen a bunch of shit in there. Fucking D&D table.
There's a D&D table, there's a fighting cage, there's like bingo. It's like actually wild, and I miss it because it was never around 5 years ago, right?
Yeah.
We never got to experience it when I was in the HOA.
For a while, for like at the very, very beginning of things, the club was considering trying to go for fucking Mirror Park, but obviously not anymore, but just would have been weird.
Yeah, that would have been crazy. Like, I don't think anyone's really hanging out of there right now.
The Lost are using that clubhouse.
Yeah, I've seen them there a few times.
Yeah.
Guessing you guys aren't taking over Vespucci again, right?
No,
Guess
we
not.
wanted something that is completely ours because obviously BBMC, it was created by
Kinda long, yes.
Dundee. Well, and it was
Yeah.
created by Dundee. Barry was just invited, right? So Barry wants something that's truly his, and a lot of us, we don't want to get away from that. Anything
The past,
to do.
right? Like it's
Yeah. I
something
mean,
fresh, something new.
I love Vespucci. It's probably my favorite area in the entire island. But it just has so much there and just needed new beginnings. I will
Been
be
all over the
interested.
place.
You have been all over the place.
I've been Sandy, I've been Mirror Park, and I'm Chumash, so I've kind of been like all over this island.
See, I've just been a beach girl.
Beach girl the whole time.
D-side and BBMC.
Good spots though. Good spots.
Yeah. I live near the water.
That's why we picked Chumash, like right by the water. There's a lot of stuff around there. It's close to town, but also kind of out of the way, you know.
The first house I ever lived in actually was one of the Chumash houses. But it was like not the ones on the beach side, but the ones on like the highway. Me and Jesse lived in, it's like it's the one-story house with the cherry blossom tree outside. That was my first house.
My first house was on East Joshua Road with an old club member of mine named Dale. It was my favorite house I ever owned. But I ended up, I sold it when the trailers to Stab City were renovated and we could buy them. This is when the houses were $350,000 and my loan payment each week was $30K.
Yeah.
And I was scrounging for money.
Yeah.
My roommate paid $10K, I paid $20. I sold lots of meth to pay for it. Do the occasional wheel spin at the casino, win $50K. I'm like, that's 2 weeks worth of rent right there. I'm good.
Yeah. Literally remember when I came around. Well, Jesse was paying for the house, but he was pretty solid on money. Paying for my elegy. Scrounging together, especially at the time, I could only really be around once or twice a week if I was lucky. So those days that I did manage to come around, I was just grinding for money, trying to pay my loan payment. Oh god, it was even worse when I got my S15, and trying to scrounge the 40 grand a week.
So when I had the house, I also got my cliffhanger at the time. That's when Cliffies were like 80 grand. So I ended up getting a loan for it because I didn't have the full amount of money at the time. Got my Cliffy, got my house, was happy. And then once my house was paid off, I ended up just selling it for half the cost because I wanted to buy a trailer in Step City. So I lost a lot of money on that fucking house. But my trailer was chill. Like I'd wake up, I'm right in Stab City. Clubhouse was right there, you know. Kind of how like the Billy would have been. You guys wake up, you're right in your home. We eventually got the walls put up. That was a nice time. Fun trying to trick cops into driving into the oncoming lanes to pop their tires.
Talking about stuff. I can't wait until there's something for me to fucking get a chase from.
Just the thrill of it. Just want to knock over a jewelry store, man. The easiest kind of job you can do with people who aren't great at things is jewelry stores.
Yeah.
One person knows how to do thermite back in the day, one driver, everyone else is just chilling, they're learning.
I swear. The only cop I ever see is Cornwood. He just shows up everywhere I am.
He's like a blight. He's just there.
Yeah. There's the only cops that gave me a fucking warning.
Ready to throw a cheeseburger at him? Or give him a cheeseburger, he'll just leave you alone. So if you got food on you, you're getting pulled over, just toss him a little bit of food.
There's, Hey, Cornwood, you hungry?
You hungry, big guy?
That's speeding tickets, and you know we can make that go away with some French fries here, huh?
Here you go, big guy. You just forgot. So just drive away.
Other cops, I just, blink my eyes at them a couple times, but Cornwood, I give them some food. With the exception of Rhodes. Rhodes is my fucking kryptonite. I could get away from just about anybody I wanted. But Rhodes, for some reason, he always fucking stuck on me until either he got taken out by a local or I finally managed to fucking break his ankles. But I always actually had to fucking sweat to get rid of that man.
That was me with Pawn. She was just, no matter what I do, she'd find me. It's like she just knew how I operated. And the only other cop I would stop and not even try to run from and just accept the ticket was Angel. I'm like, nope. I ain't looking to get bullied tonight. I one time was gunning it down past the VU. I was in my Charger this time. And I pull into the VU and she pulls up behind me because she caught me, right? And I try to lose her, but she found me. She's like, you trying to run from me? I'm like, fuck no, I'm not. Just give me my ticket. I'm not running. She was in like the demon or something at the time. I was like, mm-mm. I'm confident against most people. Not Angel. Not trying it. Some cops scare me. You got that aura.
Yeah, look. Back then, I was usually awake around those times, so I got chased by Angel, fucking Underwood, Snow, Casterman, like.
Oh my god.
I was in the
Avengers.
the Avengers fucking time zone whenever I did crime for the most part. So you learn to get good real fucking quick.
Yeah.
Either that or you're fucking going to jail and just paying a lot for impound fees, which.
That was the thing. I'm like, I'll take a ticket. I'll take some points. I don't want to pay an impound fee right now. My car got impounded a few times, and I would just let it sit there for the week. There's one time, girl and I went to courthouse. And we had to kidnap somebody. So it was Dante, myself, girl. We go to the courthouse. We got to kidnap a guy before his court case. Because he did something, and I forget what it was. Was it this house right here?
Yeah, that's my first house.
It's a nice house. So we kidnap him. Dante goes in there, shotgun out, pulls him outside. Cops are pulling guns on him. Puts him in girl's car. This is when girl had her Supra, his right-hand drive.
Yeah.
So he's in the left-hand seat. I've got my 69 Charger, right? Cops are after us. We're chasing them. Girl's doing what she does. Dante gets shot fucking immediately after they leave. Because he was like EMS Bob or some shit. So we're getting chased, girl's getting chased. Giving me comms every once in a while. I was letting girl cook. They started shooting at girl, but not knowing the Supra was a right-hand drive, they shot the hostage down.
Oh no.
So he was dying in girl's car.
Oh my god.
We somehow intercepted Mirror Park. Like I was coming over like San Andreas, and he was coming up El Rancho. We intercept, and I somehow get in front of Angel, and I like body her, like complete accident. She calls to start shooting on me. I'm just like, oh, I'm fucking done. Girl's away. Like, girl's completely gone at this point. I was able to get away, but my car, I parked it at the hospital, where the EMS hang out. Parked it there, left my shotgun and everything in the car, and kind of just ran on foot. Car gets impounded because they find it, but they never inventoried it. I get it back, and my shotgun is still in the glove box.
Oh my god.
I was like, one, fuck yeah, I got my gun back. Two, they couldn't really like the full time like whole like charges and shit because I got away. But I had to run from El Rancho hospital all the way to Mirror Park to grab a car to go pick up the girl at Grandpa's.
Oh my god.
This girl took the guy up to Grandpa's and got him back up on his feet, got him like patched up and everything.
Oh my god.
That's some cooked HOA shit. I forget what he did. It was something. It was some shit where he like, I think he shot someone from HOA or something. He did something that caused him to go into ICU or some shit. But only we would kidnap someone from the courthouse before his court case, mind you. And they thought we were witness tampering because we're going after him. Like, no, we're grabbing him for something else. Like, then cops showed up at Grandpa's, and luckily we were able to get away in time. But Dante got put on a hut because they thought they were hitting him with witness tampering.
Oh my god.
Luckily, they ended up dropping the charges, and he was out after 24 hours. But like, oof.
I feel like most things HOA did for a while there could just be classified as cook shit.
Oh my, so
But
much.
the
shit we
knives
did
were
was
let.
cooked. Oh yeah. Hot potato. I joined when they were doing a hot potato, and I was like, "Hey, I'm like, guys, I can't do it right now. Like, I'm just like, I don't want to go to prison. Like, I'm just like new to the group." And there was one time where I think Karina had a brick of coke on her.
Uh-huh.
She got caught. So I go down to MRPD and I go to the courthouse and sign as illegal. I go to MRPD to go talk. And Stout was a lawyer at the time, so Stout brought me down as her legal aid. So I was in the room with Karina, feeding information back to like HOA about shit. They were trying to push drug trafficking. They ended up hitting her with like felony possession of cocaine. Like,
Wow.
Stout talked them out of it. It was crazy.
Jesus.
Go back to Mirror Park. I'm like, Karina's fine. You know, I got in. Like, they didn't really ID me because I was so new to HOA. They didn't think I was HOA at the time.
See, our hot potato was just whenever somebody, especially for like Sean and I, if we knew somebody had like a hot warrant where they would have bank tracking most likely, we just took them to go fucking hit the ATMs. I remember when Winston he got his first warrant. Sean did that with Winston. And fucking, took him and hit like 5 or 6 ATMs. And they finally caught up to Sean and they were chasing him. He got like fucking 5 or 6 units plus Air 1. And everything. But previously, like beforehand, there was this little chase that went all around Vespucci, and it was very short. And it was the cops were chasing like a bright blue GTR, and so I went to go digging to see who that GTR was. I went and lo and behold, it's parked in the parking garage right next to MRPD. We go to the courthouse and start checking cops' names to see if anybody owns a GTR. Because I think the plate, what was the plate? The plate was VCB this. So it was an easy like custom plate to recognize.
Yeah.
Look up Suarez, and it was Suarez's.
Of course.
And so the cops had done a fake chase through Vespucci looking for Winston at the Billy. And I saw that GTR. And so we said, quick, somebody bring a hacking tool. We're stealing this fucking GTR. And so, as Sean is driving Winston around and he wants to, like, we want to do a little swap. So Sean can go refuel and repair and stuff. I stole Suarez's GTR and I picked up Winston in it.
Oh man, I can imagine Suarez finding that going like, that's my car. Jesus, that's amazing.
And so we just played hot potato with Winston.
I mean, the car ID, like the fake chase is a smart thing, but man, like, get some fake plates or something, man.
Well, we didn't see the plate, but it was a fucking bright fucking blue R35 with like some kind of livery on it. I don't remember. And so it's very easy to like pick out, Yeah, he just parked it in the fucking garage next to MRPD.
Dummy. What a dummy. That's fucking funny though.
Yeah, eventually I ended up dropping Winston back off to Sean, and then I think we tried to blow up the GTR, but for some reason it wouldn't blow up, so we just shot it a shit ton and broke it to hell.
One time, what did we do? Well, we kidnapped a guy who stabbed me. So I killed the guy, right? I killed the guy, and his cousin came into my house and stabbed him in my house.
The Edgar or fucking Cesar?
No, it was Jeffy.
Oh.
It was Jeffy.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, so I iced Jeffy, right? And go to my house. His cousin attacks me. Rod and Izzy were very protective of me. Izzy, because our past history, Rod and I were pretty close with HOA. We both kind of came up at the same time. So they kidnap his cousin, and we get into a police chase. But at this time, Izzy and I both couldn't talk because when he attacked me, he hurt my vocal cords, and Izzy was coming out of her coma. We did a whole chase with her, and I didn't communicate once verbally, and we were able to get away from the cops together and like save Rod and them. It was the most telepathic shit ever. It was rough because her and I were the better of the getaway drivers, and we're trying to catch up to Rod. This entire time, I thought Rod still had the guy as a hostage, but he ended up giving him up as like leverage to get away.
Oh.
Yeah, and then I shot Edgar's cousin in prison. So.
Yes. I remember that.
Yeah.
Yeah. I carved a star into Edgar. And Cesar, actually.
I saw
and then
them.
you killed him
I
like
saw
2
the
days
stars on
later.
them. Well, they fucking they shot our friend, right? They killed our friend Merrick.
Yeah.
A hangy and a close friend of ours.
I remember.
So we kidnapped his fiance, Rosabelle.
Yeah.
And we held her hostage at the dam. Oh, chupacabra. And then we ended up getting into a firefight with them. They hired the Saints or some shit on it, like just hired guns. But they got grabbed leaving the dam, and they found two hot guns, or a hot gun at least up at the dam, nowhere near us. So it's like they dumped it where they were shooting and dipped. So they had a bit of evidence on them. So we all went to prison, and we saw them in there. We're like, we need to do this. We gotta fucking kill these guys. The timing couldn't have been any better because the DOC were going to the city for like a meeting. So prison was empty. One of our hangies at the time grappled in, brought us guns in, took him to the showers, and we made Edgar watch us shoot Cesar. Yeah. And then, I was the only one in prison GSR positive at the time. Because the other two that were there, the one got out with the guns, and the other one was, he stabbed them. Yeah. That was a murder I was very fine with taking. It didn't hurt anybody close to me. It just hurt Edgar, and I was completely fine with it. Whereas when I killed Jeffy, it hurt a lot of people around me. But he fucking deserved it. It was after the whole like telling you my friend got kidnapped and shot in the head. She was slowly regaining her memories, and he threatened to shoot her. I was like,
Oh no.
I went to his house and shot him in front of his daughter, Rosabelle. During this time, I was in my drag outfit, so it was kind of like, you know, probably could have got away with it.
I remember the Rosabelle, like, she had never done anything directly that, like, was against the club or anything, but she was always associated with the people who did. And so it got to the point where all of us were, like, so fucking tired of hearing her name.
I know it's worse when it's like, I feel bad. Like, so Rosabelle and I were like, we were friends, right? Like, I would talk to her. She was my dietitian for a bit, but then she was also Jeffy's like adopted daughter, and I had to do what I had to do, and I could have shot her too. They were both there, and I just left her alive. So I didn't want to do anything to Rosabelle. She was nice, but she kept putting her fucking fingers in too many jars, and like,
Yep.
I don't ever like going after someone's like loved one or someone close to them. I'd rather directly deal with them, or
Yeah.
you know, like in Edgar's case, Cesar, he was a part of him. But we used Rosabelle to, excuse me, to pull Edgar out. All he had to do was come alone with Cesar, and Rosabelle would have lived. But she didn't. But he did. So Echo shot her, and well, is what it is. But that was wild because we did it at the Mirror Park Dam. Echo shoots Rosabelle, and then it gets quiet because everyone gets shot down. And I'm like, fuck. I'm like, if Rosabelle died down there, Echo's gonna have a murder on her, blah, blah, blah. 15 minutes later goes by, I hear Echo on radio. I was like, how the fuck she get out of there? The mercs that Edgar hired to shoot us grabbed her and took her to grandma's and got her patched up.
Oh.
I was like, what the fuck? And they're like, hey,
Oh.
it's like no hard feelings. Like, we were just paid to come shoot you guys, like come shoot up at you guys. I'm like, what the fuck? I'm like, that was actually really like chill of them.
What the heck?
Yeah, it was a fucking weird time. But the fucked up part was, I told Merrick, I gotta go do something for 2 hours. I'm gonna be at my house. Don't do anything stupid, right? I come back and he was dead. That was like the worst week of my life. Merrick died, and then Izzy died less than a week later.
Oh. Rod told me a little bit. He said he lost quite a lot of people around the time as he passed away.
Him and Merrick were getting pretty close. Like, Rod was down to go fucking kill some people for Merrick. Merrick was Echo's best friend, and Echo was my best friend. Oh, Lane's calling me. Jello? Yeah, what's going on? Just chilling, driving around. Okay, chilling. I know Allie's awake. Probably do some Sandy in a bit. Okay. Hold on. I think I'm still clocked in. I can tell you if there's 4 groups right now. Hitting that burnout hard. Yish, I can come pick you up in like 5 minutes. At the shop? Okay, I'll be there. I'll let you know when I'm on the way. Alright, bye.
Club
Getting
calls.
to that time.
Yeah.
Yep. Sandy time.
Sandy time. Ugh.
Well, thanks for hanging out. I appreciate it. This was nice.
That was nice.
Like I said, just give me a shout anytime. I would love to do more.
Yeah.
Is there anywhere you want me to drop you off?
probably, I guess, the yard.
I'll drop you close to it. I won't
Yeah,
swing right through. I'll drop you off behind PD. How's that sound?
it's fine.
The yard. I like the name of that. That sounds cool as
Oh,
fuck.
that's what
I got
I've
Pixie
been
calling me?
calling it. But Pixie.
Hi, Pixie. Hi. Sure, what's up? Yes. Yeah. No, it's crossed my mind before. There's a reason why I saved your phone number. Yeah. A whole curse. What do you mean a curse could have been broken? Is Rod involved with this? God damn it! I know exactly what curse you're talking about. No, it's not broken. No. Hey, I'm just straight honest, yo. All right. Okay. I'll catch you later. Bye. I'll drop you a little bit closer to the yard. I don't want to drive, so you don't have to walk so far. Oh my god. Yeah, just give me a shout anytime. We can link up and roll around if
Yeah.
we're both free.
Yeah. It's funny talking about all the stuff we did. We didn't talk very much back in the day, but realizing we had a lot of overlap.
We had a lot of overlap. We both lived that life. You know, both racers, both lived an MC life.
Yeah. Well, even with the people we knew too.
I know, right? It's crazy. But I'll shoot you a text here in a bit.
Bye. Well,
All right.
have fun doing Sandy.
I will have fun. Do whatever you're doing. I'm sure I'll hear about it in a bit.
Alrighty.
Bye,
Well,
Cora.
bye-bye.